years of rock and roll.
Well, hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host, the amazing Super Chris. Thank you for joining me today. I've got my regular co-host, Ryan Cultastic, is here with me. And we've got a guest. We're going to try to start having more guests on the show. We've got a guest. It is the amazing Kelley Laughlin from the ACA. We're going to visit with him today and talk about some stuff, and it's going to be fun. I missed you guys yesterday. Sorry, I missed you. We're back though. Okay, so maybe our chat will get rolling and everybody will be here. You guys are wonderful. I will talk to you in a minute. Yes, we'll be back.
Flanagan!
Yes, sir. Very disturbing, I know.
Fetch me Father Flanagan.
Your Highness.
You are in the presence of His Holiness, the Pupius Maximus, guardian of the sacred fire hydrant, defender of the holy tennis ball, and eater of the golden kibble, Pup Oliver Poopsalop the Fifth.
Your popedom. I heard you have a bone to pick with me.
Condoms, Father Flanagan?
No, thank you. I've got plenty.
That's what I mean. Why are you selling condoms?
Oh, you mean our Pharaoh Sombrero line of condoms. Understood.
You know how we feel about those around here.
Well, they're not to be used by the Catholics, of course.
Not for Catholics?
No, they're part of our Sinner Gonna Sin lack of faith outreach program.
A sinner gonna what?
It's like getting the tithe, but from the heretics and the heathens and the atheists.
Oh, well, when you put it like that.
But, Your Highness, this will reflect very poorly on the church.
True. You know what this means, Flanagan?
Warning label. A warning label on the box. Not for Catholics in big letters.
Too subtle.
Instant purgatory if used by Catholics.
I like it. Divine branding.
Excellent, your popedom. Would there be anything else?
That will be all. You may leave.
Here we go, girl. And we are back. Man, this is going to be fun. What an interesting way to start this show. Okay, I got a question for you. Yes, I got a question for you guys in the chat. I'm going to bring on our co-host here. We've got Kelley Laughlin, who's really big into rocks. He's a stone guy, rock guy, and Ryan Cultastic. And I have a question of the day. Is going to be for those of you. I'd like to say, do you know what Peter's name was before he became Peter? I'm sure most people here do. And do you know why he changed his name to Peter?
That's not Cephas, right? No.
No, I know the first. I know the answer to
name.
the first question, but not the second.
Okay. All right. So I'll tell you. Okay. The reason why they changed his name from Simon to Peter is because they were having this meeting and Jesus said to Peter, "You are my rock," or Simon, "You are my rock, the foundation of my whatever." And rock. And so from now on, we're going to name you Peter is rock in Greek. That's why they named him. I was like, really? Just an offhand comment, and suddenly you change your name.
Yep. But Jesus did that a lot. He had a lot of nicknames for people.
Yeah, well, they did that in the Old Testament too, and I think it was really kind of a callback to the Old Testament in doing so. They're almost like, you know what? We don't have enough people changing their names in here, and that's another thing that kind of pisses me off about the Christian opposition to not being able to change people's names whenever they changed from one sex or one gender to another. And whenever they make that change, these Christians like, oh, I don't call people by their other name, but you call Abraham by Abraham, you call Peter by Peter, even though those were not their born and given names.
And you call Jesus by Christ.
So, yeah, I'm just saying.
Do you think they gave nicknames in the Old Testament because those names were so fucking long?
Maybe. Do you? I did a video once because they claim that the first like words of every chapter of the Bible, when you put them all together, mean this and mean that. And I did this video on it, and it's really crazy stuff. And they're like, man will be a plague on the earth, and so Achamechaya means a plague on the earth. And I'm like, you name your kids a plague on the earth? Really? That's what you named your kid? Really? And then whenever they went through this whole deal, I was like, I did a video. And I was like, so blah, blah, blah. My bloody staff came over here and said, because it was horrific how they really, really bent and twisted themselves to try to make that come true. It's crazy.
Indeed. Well, a lot of that too is they like retro change the name, like I told you before, like Sodom and Gomorrah isn't like a derogatory name, but now because of that biblical story, it is taken on the name of like meaning anal sex or what whatever they mean for
that connotation.
Exactly. But originally I'm pretty certain that it was named something about like a beautiful field or something more lovely and more welcoming than, hey, don't go to the butt sex city.
That's right. Well, the reason why I was looking things up, I was trying to find a poll for this morning, but I was all crushed for time and because I was doing nothing else. And my pills are wearing off.
Hot dog.
Yeah, they're starting to not be as effective. So, and how I know this is because I'm doing something, and then a few minutes later, I look up and I'm in a completely different room and I'm doing something else, and that's the old Chris, the old ADHD Chris. The new Chris doesn't do that so much, and I'm like, oh shit. This morning I got up from here, I was getting ready for Kelley. I was going to send him a link. I was like, I got to go do something in the other room. I don't even remember what it was. I got up here though, and I went in there and I cleaned out that stuff in there, and then I went over here and I was doing this thing over here, and I went this way, and me and the wife talked for a minute. I was like, damn, it's like half an hour later. It's like I got up. I don't even know what the hell I was doing.
That's my life.
That's my middle name.
Yes. Good morning, Amy Nicole Cervantes. In high school, I had to memorize all the different popes, or at least a good number of them. That's weird. The Catholic, huh? Yeah, Catholic.
Oh gosh, no wonder.
That's I took anatomy and physiology in college, and I learned remember all the muscles, and the Pope seems harder than that, and that was really hard. The muscles were.
Yeah, but at least the muscles is useful information.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. I guess, if you're a historian, I guess the popes could be useful information. I mean, not as a Catholic, but as a historian, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
I wonder how many times, because, we don't have a transliteralist here who can translate the words for us, but I wonder how many times it was where it's not that they sit there and name their kid, droppings of a deer, It's just that later on, whenever they got to telling the story, that name was what they wanted. So they would like rather more retro than, okay, now we want this name here to be. But then if we had a linguist, they could actually literally tell us if that word meant that or if not. But we don't have that right now. So Jesus kisses Muhammad. Good morning. Welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show, my fellow burner. I hope you're having a good day so far. You okay, girl? Oh, I guess I ought to read his comment. I got to read that out loud. Jesus Kisses Muhammad says, I don't know. I used to be an atheist until my friend took this poop that was a dead ringer for Jesus. Yes. Well, did he do it on toast?
Can you imagine that? Like, buddy, come here. Come to the bathroom. I got to show you something.
I got to show you this.
Yes.
You got to look at this. Come here.
We got to name it.
It's resurrecting.
Oh, man.
Oh my goodness. Holy poop.
Resurrected chili from the other night.
Oh, man.
Holy poop. You guys ain't right. Good morning, List of All Trades. Thank you for joining us. Ryan Coltastic. I'm actually filming the channel intro and first episode tonight and tomorrow. Still stuck on writing the intro. Who is List of All Trades and what are they doing? What kind of work is doing?
they're going to make a YouTube channel, but I don't know if it's under this handle or a different handle, but go follow whatever they
I don't
tell us.
recognize the person.
Lil of all trades. I think they're one of my friends, aren't you?
Okay.
You have friends?
I mean,
Well, she does pay them.
I mean,
Steve Gadakis is here. I hope I said that right. Steve Gadakis, thank you for joining us. If you have not seen and bought Steve Gadakis's book, go buy it. There's lots of, I'm sure, pictures and places where you can color. Good morning, Steve. Music by Brian. Thank you for joining us. I used to be an atheist until I figured out online atheist is a cult. Yeah, man, me too. I need to help.
Yeah.
I notice you're not out there going blink twice if you need help, because I'd be blinking. I need help. I'm in a cult. Come get me.
If that's true, does that make you a cult leader?
oh,
Ooh.
charismatic cult leader.
I'm not that. There's no cult of personality going on here.
Are you sure about that?
I didn't say anything about personality.
Yeah. No doubt. Yeah. Who told you that? Yeah. So Stardust Lilith. There you go. Stardust Lilith. Okay. Yes. That makes more sense. Go subscribe.
Yes.
Muttley Von Erich is also here this morning, and Secular Feelinist. Thank you for joining us. I saw you knocking on the door early this morning, but Ryan beat you all today.
I did.
She did.
I don't know how I did it, but I did it.
Somehow. Misinterpretations is here. Big Zebra is here. All the cool people. Rainbow Ash, good morning.
Hi, miss.
You guys are all wonderful.
She'd be mad at me, I think.
She would be. Well, before we get to Kelley, because Kelley's awesome sauce. What did you do for your day off, Ryan? Did you stream yesterday? You streamed yesterday, didn't you?
I did. I got to stream with Ember, Bree. Oh God, my brain. What's wrong with my brain? Ember, Bree, Kelley. And was it AJ? Who else was there with me? Oh God,
what is brain?
Don't hate me, you guys. My brain's just not functioning yet. I've been off my meds for like 5 days. Today's the first.
Really?
Yeah, because that's a story for another time.
That's a story.
For another time. But yes, so I streamed and I had a lovely time. We discussed RFK. See, I couldn't even remember what we discussed, but we discussed.
Oh, brainworm guy. Okay.
Yeah. Amongst other things.
Yeah, dead bears.
Yeah,
Dead bears.
brainworms. Vaccines are bad.
I got to be honest. I knew you streamed because I watched part of it.
Oh, did you watch part of it?
I was out running around doing stuff for the evil one. I had to take her to the doctor. Well, hell yeah. What's wrong with you, lady? Of course I left. I left a like and then a dislike and then a like and then a dislike and a like.
Just
you got to show participation. That's right.
Ah, I see. Okay.
See?
That's smart.
Yeah, I was driving around. Yes, it was crazy. Thank you all for. Sorry, I didn't get to be here. I was taking the evil one and Sadie, our puppy dog Sadie. She's getting a little older, and we took her down to get her teeth looked at, and she had to have a couple teeth pulled, and so
baby.
Fortunately, it wasn't the ones that keep their tongue in. You've seen those dogs that have that where their tongues just hang out all the time. I'm gonna be like that.
I used to have a Chihuahua who always had her tongue out. And she'd always be, shaking. Poor little baby.
I keep getting smaller as I get older. I figure I'm going to be about this tall when I die.
There you go. Muttley Von Erich says RFK a real fucking knucklehead. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
all right, let me get to our guest here.
He was in a gang when he was a teenager.
Was he?
Yeah, he started his own gang in the suburbs. But yeah, there was like 6 of them. I forget. I'm trying to remember what they called themselves. It was really funny, but yeah, they used to break into garages and stuff. Yeah.
Oh my God!
So he's been around. He's got experience.
Yeah, he's been around. Actually, he did a lot of drugs, some minor crime. He sounds like the kind of guy I would have hung out with back then when I was that age.
Yeah.
But we grew up differently. That's for damn sure. Damn sure.
I gotta say, he did have a little bit of privilege. You would think that he skated on, but damn. All right, Kelley, let me ask you, man. So for those of you who don't know who Kelley Laughlin is, I don't know
How do you not
could
know? What's wrong with you?
who Kelley Laughlin
How
is.
would you know?
Idiots.
But say hello to Kelley. And Kelley, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you if you don't mind telling our folks who you are and what you do.
Sure. My name's Kelley Laughlin. I'm a regular host over at Truth Wanted with the atheist community of Austin. I am also regularly on the Nonprofits, which is probably the most socially relevant show that the ACA produces, and unfortunately nobody watches it, but it's a really good show. And I often back up the Sunday shows too, Talk Heathen and Atheist Experience. So I'm around. I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes too. So
Gets around.
yeah, I get
Gotcha.
around.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been at the ACA for September 10th, tomorrow.
Okay.
It will be 5 years.
Wow.
So yeah.
Way to go. And let me ask you, what do you have coming up? You got any plans, big plans? You just got done with the back cruise.
Just got done with the back cruise. I'm putting in a lot more work over at Truth Wanted. We're trying to maybe up our game a little bit over there. So I've been writing a lot more. My background originally was in writing. I actually have a degree in English, not geology. I studied geology on my own, went back to school. I never really got a degree in it, just kind of did years worth of study on it. And no, my rock shop is in Michigan, John. And that was wild, just all of a sudden in the middle. But I forgot where I was at. Both my brain cells got stuck together there.
Oh no!
I don't know. I wasn't listening.
Well, I don't have nothing to share. Well, you said that you just mentioned that your shop was in Michigan, and then your brain...
Oh yeah, I remember. We were up in our game at Truth Wanted. We're trying to bring in more viewership and more calls. So, and we're trying to make it go back to where it was originally at, to centering more in the paranormal than on religion. So that's what we're trying to do over there right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to our show. October 3rd.
October 3rd.
October 3rd. I'm going to be on the Truth Wanted.
Sweet.
I don't know.
Hopefully, we're going to see you there a lot more than that. Hopefully.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll visit about those things. We'll see how those things go. I mean, I do appreciate the ACA and they're wonderful. I got some concerns though. I mean, I've always wanted to kind of, I don't have any concerns like that. My concerns were like, but here's my deal. Let me just spill it out for you briefly, right? For those who give a shit. My worry is that if I became like a host of Truth Wanted, I would never be able to get on the bigger shows. And that's really all I've ever wanted to do was get on AXP and yell at Christians. I mean, get on the AXP and express and, help people learn and grow.
Yeah. And that's a valid concern. I have never ever been scheduled to be on Atheist Experience, for example. Now I've been on it 7 times, I think 7 or 8 times now, but I was never actually scheduled for it. So, so I can see that as a valid concern.
Yeah, we'll see though. It's kind of but you got a niche, you really do a lot of the nonprofit stuff, don't you? You're kind of a big part of that. Yeah. I got my camera figured out some stuff. I thought, wow, it looks really good this morning. As I was sitting here this morning looking at myself, I was like, damn, you look like Scott Dickey. Don't I? Huh?
Who that is?
A little bit. I've actually thought that before.
Is that his name, Scott Dickey? Did I get that right? Yeah, I'll show you guys pictures of that here. Who Scott Dickey is? He's on Truth Wanted, isn't he? Often. He's on
Nonprofits, and he's a regular host of Talk Heathen.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'll find that. I'll find him and we'll talk amongst yourself. Let's go here. YouTube.
Really intelligent, fascinating guy. He's a college level math teacher is what he does in real life.
Yeah. Oh, really?
That on the show, so I don't mind saying that. But I'm not doxing him or anything. He's already doxed himself in that regard. But yeah, he's a really sharp guy. He's taught me a lot working with him over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of him.
You've never heard of Scott Dickey?
I don't think
he's amazing.
Is it IE? I think it's Dickey.
I feel bad, but I'm very new to like these spaces. You guys have to understand. I'm still rather new to the YouTube.
We came up on Nonprofits together, he and I, and thanks, Mudley. And
thank you, Mudley.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a good time.
Thanks.
Let me share this screen real quick while you talk.
I was about to say we were on the very first back cruise together, and there he is. And he and I were sitting at the back of the boat, and I asked him if anybody had come up and asked him, had recognized him. Nobody knew either one of us at the time. And he said, yeah, one person. And I was like, well, I got you beat, because I had 2 people recognize me. And just at that very moment, a guy came up, recognized Scott, shook his hand, thanked him for doing the shows, and walked away. I could have been an empty candy wrapper sitting there at the time. He walked away, and I looked at Scott, and I went, well, now we're even, I guess.
That's funny. Thank you, Monthly on Air, for the £2 super chat. Appreciate you.
Yes, thank you.
Big Z, Adam87 says that AI picture makes your neck look like a matchstick. What AI picture are we talking about?
That AI picture you just put up with that other name underneath.
Oh.
I think they were making a joke about you being an AI photo of Scott.
Oh,
Maybe I'm wrong.
or Scott being an AI photo of me. One of the other. Oh, I get it.
Yes.
I got a skinny neck.
It's too early in the morning for me.
All right, listen, man. Here's the problem, Adam87. Nobody's allowed to be funnier than me on the show. So if you keep that shit up,
he did warn me beforehand that I couldn't be funny. He did.
That's right. Thank you for that. Thank you all for showing up this morning and joining us today. It's been. I'm sorry I missed you guys yesterday. Like I said, I was taking the evil one and the dogs to the place. John Hudson. Good morning, John Hudson. And I saw another. Oh, Katie Dotson is here as well. Gary Priestley, doing the back cruise and meeting the host in the atheist community is on my bucket list, according to Gary. I would have liked to have gone to I have a problem with Texas right now.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
It's going to take a death in the family to get me to go to Texas. I got family down there. It's the only thing that's going to get me back in Texas right now.
That's the biggest excuse I hear for not going to the back cruise. Honestly, it's in Texas.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Seriously.
I don't know if you've ever been to Austin, but it's like a goldfish bowl of reality surrounded by Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I used to live near there in San Antonio. I lived in San Antonio for like 9 months, and that was the shittest 9 months of my life. Not only, it was just not a good experience. I had a job. It wasn't a bad paying job. I had to get up at 2:00 in the morning, and that job was driving a trash truck for the city, which was it's a wonderful job. Great, good benefits, good pay. But it wasn't really for me. Anyway, it's just not a good experience. And it hot and stunk, and we had those, what do you call them? Wiggly rice? Maggots?
Oh,
yeah.
I call them wiggly rice.
oh, they're so nasty.
Secular Fino says, always nice to see Kelley. No shit. These words are hard early in the morning. Thank you for the $2 super chat.
I just told them not to take me for granted.
Don't take. Oh, okay. Well, that's exactly what I was going to do. I have a note over here reminding me to actually take Kelley for granted. So we're well into that. Good morning, Dade Murphy. I hope you're having a good day. Now, I don't want to talk about this too long because not everybody wants to talk about this. So I got to share this with my friends and my family. And you guys are my friends and my family. And I got to share this with you because you're wonderful. And I just can't help this. Did you see last night's video game? Did you see last night's football game with the Minnesota Vikings? They were down. It was like way down. And then they came in the fourth quarter. They got 21 points, came back from the end. It was like, yay! It was wonderful. And they won the game. It was fantastic. That's all I got. I'm out. I don't want to sports ball the whole thing. Not everybody's about sports.
I grew up in Chicago. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, so yeah, okay. Well, the first 3 quarters of the game were wonderful for you.
Yeah, they were great for the Bears. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was that. I want to make an announcement, guys. I actually did get clearance from Ryan to do this, and she's already forgotten. She'll remember whenever I say it, but. This Friday, we're going to do Sci-Fi Friday. So
no, I haven't forgotten.
You haven't forgotten? Okay.
No, I already have stuff like written down that I want to talk about if it comes up, like if we can, yeah.
Why is this part of if I can, is this part of the Trek universe that you've got things? Oh, I may have answers or at least more questions. I don't have answers. I've got opinions. That's all you're going to get from me is opinions.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Kelley, I don't remember. Are you a sci-fi fan? Are you into the?
I am a sci-fi fan.
Are you? Are you a Trek fan?
I am a Trek fan.
Oh, good. I had my finger on the eject button, dude. I was so close.
I am a Trek fan.
Awesome.
I prefer the utopia of Star Trek over the dystopia of Star Wars.
Agreed. Me too. Yeah. Really, that's part of the deal. I want to get to a Star Trek-like life. And these jackass Christian conservative people are getting between us.
It's not just not just them though. It's either though. It's Muslims. It's like the Hindutva movement in India with the going back to the roots of nationalist Hinduism. It's it's just all religious fanatics, right? Let's face it.
Yes, it is. Gary Priestley says, Chris, you have 10.5K followers. Yes, I do. Like, really, all right, let's be honest here. This is my deal. I'll come back to this. I saw somebody mention Trek. Here's the deal. I worked really hard. I built up the thing. It was going great. I got up to 7,000. I saw these advertisements for a company that would advertise your channel on Google ads. They'd run ads for you. And so I paid for that. And they got me I did it for 2 months or 3 months. I got 3,000 subscribers, but they weren't real. So I don't consider them real. I think of myself as having about 7,000 subscribers. And whenever I see every now and then they'll kind of like 5 or 6 will just drop off, I usually figure they're because of that. As I'm very bothered because I looked into it and I could have swore, But
I think they actually hurt your channel too.
I think they.
I mean, that's just my opinion. Other people might disagree, but I don't think they're good for your.
What got me was I thought I need to get some views, so I purchased views, and there was no watch time. Or no, I purchased watch time and there was no views. And I'm like, how did I get all these views and know this? It was crazy. I finally realized it was not a real deal. It's
a shame because they make it seem like you're going to benefit from it, and people fall for it.
They do. So let me just come back here. Best of care. Tetrion Cascade. I can't read. Oh, Tetrion Cascade. Neelix is that right? Neelix? Neelix's family was lost in is that right? The Tetrion Cascade. Big Zebra, good morning. At the Daily Atheist Morning Show, Ryan Kaltasik. Speaking of Star Trek, it would be the visual feed if you boosted the annular confinement. Oh, it would help the visual feed if you would boost the annular confinement beam. I did actually. I narrowed the annular confinement beam on mine. That's why you can see all the tiny little stuff on me now. So thank you for the options. Yeah. So apparently some people are into the Trek. That's awesome. Native Atheist, if you're not a Star Wars fan, then you're not a man. Now, see, here's the beauty of this. This is just wonderful. All of you are going to go.
So I'm a man because I like Star Trek.
No. Oh, maybe. You're going to go. Oh, this is just. It's so touching and beautiful. But I'm going to say this. You can be a fan of both. I'm not really. I was when I was a kid, but I've seen the older movies. The plot holes are horrible. The storylines, Rey is just pathetic. It's just pathetic. Oh, you heard of the Force yesterday? Let's let you beat this Jedi Master who's gone through all his life teaching other people how to do it. And now all of a sudden you can do it? You didn't even know it was real yesterday.
It's the story of King Arthur.
Oh,
real? Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I guess kind of in a way.
I mean, it really is. It's the same plot line as King Arthur when you think about it, the magic sword and everything,
Oh, and the whole deal where they get the knife. Have you seen? Do you know what we're talking about, Ryan?
On Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah. The last 3 movies.
Oh,
the last 3 were really bad.
No, I haven't seen them in a while because I just got mad at them, quite frankly.
Okay, yeah, me too. Yeah, the thing with the one of them that's got this knife, and they carved this knife, and it tells you exactly where in the old crashed Death Star on the moon of Endor, where in that crash is this thing they're looking for. And there's only 2 of these things that help you get to the hidden place where the Sith are. There's only 2 of them, and yet when you see where the Sith are, there's thousands of Sith there. How did they all get there? Anyway. It's just really, and so basically the deal is the person who made that knife with that thing had to literally be standing there at that one spot, exactly that far away. And then the person who got the knife later had to come and know just stand at that. I mean, it was just ridiculous. It was
Like, sure.
King Arthur with manga, huh? Big Zebra.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Mangina?
Mangina. Yeah.
I kind of actually enjoyed
What's a mangina?
the even if I go back now, I still enjoy the first three movies, 4, 5, and 6. I still enjoy them and the stories. There's some of the inconsistencies and stuff, but they're not just glaring, I do remember going, wait a second, Luke sat down with Yoda for like what, maybe a week, got a back rub, and now Luke is off going. So there was that, but at least Luke got the back rub from a Jedi Master.
I love those.
Ryan had never even seen a Jedi. There's like, she had no idea. And like the day before, she didn't know she could talk people into doing what she wanted to. So she could have told the guy behind the counter selling her the cheap shit. She could have said, no, give me $50 and control. But she didn't the day before. Now this day, all of a sudden, the day later, she can do all these things. That was hard.
I have all the control and power, I just reel it in.
When the number 4 came out in 1977, I saw it 3 times at the theater the first week. When Luke swung across that gap with holding Leia, that was the most fucking awesome thing I'd seen ever in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that was a one-take thing. So. Yeah, my understanding is that was a one-take thing. They did it one time, got the perfect shot. If memory serves. Thank you for becoming a channel supporter. Lil of all trades. Thank you.
I agree, Jason Freer. I think that might be kind of what was starting to get to me.
Yeah.
The Force thing. Like, I mean, you know what that is, right?
It sounds a lot like the Tao.
Yeah, there you go.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Religious,
it basically is the Tao. So.
Okay.
Well, there's another thing is that they tried to get away from that to where, they tried to explain it with midi-chlorians and stuff. They threw some science at it.
That went over really well.
Yeah. But see, that's part of what got me about the last 3 movies is this. And, in the first, most of all the movies, you kind of get this notion that you got to be a special person, part of a lineage. Only these kings, lineage lines of kings, get enough of this stuff to be a Jedi or whatever, to use the Force, right? So you have to be special. And then we see Rey, and her adventures in the first movie show us that you don't have to be related to anybody. She's just an orphan on a planet, and she has these powers, so anybody can be a Jedi. It's very cool. And you're like, all right, cool. And then they were showing the last movie, she's actually the granddaughter of Peptide. What the fuck is his name?
Pepsi Cola.
Pepsi Cola. Damn it. Palpatine. Yeah, she's the grandkid of Palpatine, and I was like, oh man, son of the beach. Left-handed Jedi. Good morning, left-handed Jedi. Says we don't talk about midi-chlorians.
Yeah.
Amy Nicole Fisher says I miss Carrie Fisher. Amy Nicole Cervantes says I miss Carrie Fisher. Me too.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
Although I thought the best thing I thought about the last 3 movies was Laura Dern. I got to say.
I don't. Who's that?
Laura Dern.
Oh,
the actress.
Yeah, the actress. Yeah, I barely remember her. She was like an admiral, right?
Yeah, she kamikazed the rebel ship into the evil forces so everybody could get away.
Yeah. You ever wonder why they had
Laura Dern always does bring it. So does her father too. He's an awesome actor, Bruce.
You ever wonder why they didn't do that before? Or like take remotely controlled little ships like X-Wings. Just take X-Wings, remote control them, and have them jump into a Star Destroyer. And I mean,
you ever hear of a fire ship?
Star Destroyers are, huh?
You ever hear of a fire ship from like golden days, medieval Middle Ages? Like the British defeated the Spanish Armada with the help of fire ships. They just took some small ships, started them on fire, and shoved them toward the enemy. So.
Yeah. A Maverick being Frank, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Says you can't be a Jedi unless you believe in God and evil. Therefore, you can't be a Jedi if you're an atheist. That's ignorant. First of all, Jedis aren't real, and most people know that.
And you can be a
Jedi.
You.
Right. Well, I mean, as far as the magical Jedis that can do the things,
You could be a
everybody
gray
else is just-
Jedi. Wasn't Qui-Gon Jinn a gray Jedi? Yes, he
but I
was.
don't know.
Go look it up.
I don't know if there were. I didn't know they said they could have gray. I thought there were.
That
in
was why he
between.
was able to figure out how to Force ghost after he was dead, because Jedi aren't allowed to do that kind of stuff, the death stuff.
I don't know. Yoda did it. He did
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Anakin did it.
After,
Everybody and their
only
dog
after
does it.
Qui-Gon Jinn did it first and taught them how to do
Yeah.
it. Like, but that was forbidden research for a Jedi to do death
Yeah.
Force.
As far as I know we
Told you I
probably
was in
would-
it.
that's awesome.
Sci-fi.
I enjoyed some of what they did with because I barely remember. I enjoyed kind of the way they went with Luke. The whole, you know what, people, you guys, everybody sucks. I'm out, man. And then his comeback in the end where he fought Ben outside of the thing. And if you know to pay attention, you notice his feet don't mess up the salt.
Yeah, right.
And, stuff like that. That was really good. I thought they did that part really good. So that was good. In the original Djali used both sides of the Force. See, there are people who are really, really into this stuff, and I get it. I dig it. In Star Trek, they have almost everything that you have with the Force in Star Wars. They just explain it differently. It's just all more scientific. This person has this brain. This person has this. They're of this race. Troy, she can read your brain because she's a Beta Z, and that's part of what they evolved into doing. That's a skill that they do a lot of that, as opposed to just magic. It's magic.
Yeah, like scientific versus the unknown supernatural.
And also they kind of keep it to where, with being a Jedi, anybody can be a Jedi. You can be like, there's this little, anybody can be a Jedi. It makes it so like generic Coke. Not Jedi, I mean a Force user. Yeah.
Be a Jedi, right?
Yeah. But I have hope. I have hope that they've got new stuff coming that's going to be good. What's wrong? What do you say there?
I'm not. See, while you're talking, I'm just having private conversations with 50 people.
Yeah, I'm kind of watching.
I was supposed to be doing an interview with Misinterpretations, like not live, but at 4 p.m. But they need to postpone. But I'm telling them that I set basically 3 reminders because I forgot. And I left her hanging, and I feel like a POS. So I was just saying, just so you know, I was making sure that I did not forget for today.
Okay, good. I have alarms. I had to set myself an alarm for stuff.
Because if I don't,
I certainly won't. Good morning, Ember. I hope you're doing great. Maverick says, Ember, what do you mean? You've met an imaginary type of person from a movie?
Yeah, Q is Q. Are Q gods?
Are Q gods? That's a great question. Q would be seen as gods. I don't see why they wouldn't possibly be seen as gods. The only thing that would keep them from being gods is if they didn't create the universe, they evolved in it afterwards and have godlike powers. What's that, girl?
I don't know if I should save it for Friday, but you just mentioned it, so I feel like I should say it. But
say it.
Okay, so I'm watching the what's the newest one that I've been watching?
Strange New Worlds.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. Strange New Worlds. And one of the recent episodes, the one girl says, "Oh, my Q." And I thought that was so cute. And I feel like I might try to steal that. "Oh, my Q." And I was
like, that is fantastic. That is wonderful. I've met him twice.
Yeah, you said he's actually a fairly nice dude.
He's pretty well. He was nice to me. I'll tell you my brief stories. I met him in an elevator, and I didn't actually meet him. I was in a line. Okay, so I think I know there was another time. Anyway, I got in an elevator, and there he was. We had our masks on. That was John DeLand. There was no doubt. And we were talking, and his
voice. You can tell his voice.
So this other person in the elevator, clearly nervous, handed him, I say clearly nervous, this is how I remember it, handed him this green bracelet. And he's like, "Oh, cool." And then that guy got off the thing. And this other lady says, as the doors close and we're moving up to the next level, the lady says, "That's cool. I'll take that if you don't want it, because he's just kind of, John Delancey's looking at it like this. So he goes ahead and he gives it to her. And then he gets off at the next level and she goes, this is really cool. It'd have been better if it had been given to me by somebody actually on the show. So she didn't know that was John Delancey.
Oh, man.
But in that entire interaction, there was me and John Delancey and several other people, and I was the one talking to him in the elevator. We got in the elevator, and he just started looking at me and talking to me. You know how there's like, you talk to like people. So I'm talking to Kelley, and then you're like, okay, Bob over there, Steve over here. But really, we're talking to this guy right here. And that's the way it was. And then I was in a line getting my photograph for William Shatner, that's another cool story. And John Delancey was over there signing autographs. And I don't remember what it was that happened. Some news broke or something. And he's like, I don't know what's going on. He started talking to the whole crowd about whatever that news that it was. But he was talking to the whole crowd. But I was over there in that line, like, I don't know how, I can't give you 15, 20 feet, 15 feet tops. But he was talking to me the whole time. And I was like, Yep. I don't know why he was talking to me, but Q talked to me. He spoke to me twice. Me, bitches, twice.
Maybe he sensed with his Q senses that you were a normal person.
Maybe his Q senses are off.
I was just going to say the same thing. I don't think his Q senses were working.
You hit it well, Chris. You hit it well.
Yes. That was a fun experience. Yeah, that was good. What were we talking? Okay, Q being as a god, though. That's a great question. Is Q being a god? I think, like I said, he has God. The only thing is, if the Q created the universe, then they could be God.
Right. That was going to bring that up, right? If the Q evolved into what they are, then they wouldn't be gods, right? At least they wouldn't consider themselves gods, I would think. Although other people meeting them would think because of their godlike powers, they were God.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yep. I got to real quick go back to a subject we were talking about earlier. Kip Davis, Dr. Kip is in the chat. Good morning, Dr. Kip. Thank you. We have a smart person in the chat.
Whoa.
I don't mean that to everybody else. I'm sorry, everybody else in the chat.
You're smart.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Anyway, I was telling the story earlier about how some Christians like to try to jam Jesus into the Old Testament by like taking the first word of every story, or they'll take the children's names, the firstborn sons of these people, and they'll use their names to link a story. And the name is like, a man deserted the world and destruction took over everything, and he sacrificed himself for you, right? And that's the name they come up with in the end. But in what it was is they named their children this. So I just find it ridiculous that they actually named their children things like, you are the plague of the earth. A man dies for another man. Come over here, a man dies for another man. Get off of that. It just really kind of seems stupid that they would name their children like that. And I was curious how realistic that was. If you're not that these people actually, that the story is true, that they link the names. I'm just curious how literal it is that those names in the Bible does Jeremiah mean, a struggle against mankind? I hope you understand what that means, what I'm talking about. Anyway, we'll see.
I like some of the names from the English Civil War period in England. You ever see some of those names? Like Harmony Do-Good. Names like that. Those are awesome.
Yeah. I think Harmony Do-Good was Benjamin Jefferson's pseudonym. Ben Franklin's pseudonym. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
See, that's what I do. I drink coffee.
That was like a typical name that was used during the English Civil War. They had all kinds of names like that that were, this is a good quality. Plus, we want to make you close to God too. So there's some really great names. You go Google English Civil War names. They're freaking awesome. Some of them. We have one of our nonprofits' last name is God Be Here, which is a leftover from that time period.
Okay, I can see that, and names like Goodwin and Godspeed.
Right.
Stuff like that. Yeah, interesting. We have new people I got to shout out in the chat. Good morning, Equus. I'm a Muslim. Chemical Squirrel is here. Everybody, keep your distance. Aaron Non Sequiturs here. Good morning, Aaron. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you. Hope I missed you all yesterday while I was gone doing the thing at the place with the stuff with the people. And Sapphic Hazard is here. Good morning, Sapphic Hazard. for those of you who hadn't caught on, we're talking a little bit of sci-fi. We don't need the show totally onto the sci-fi, but we're going to do sci-fi Friday. So Friday morning show is going to be sci-fi. Show up for the fun. Now, I want to ask you, Kelley, have you seen all of our new latest parody commercials on the show?
I think I have.
Okay, because we've got the pup. You've surely seen we've got the deathbed conversion.
Yes,
Bibles.
I've seen that one, and I've seen the pups. Yep.
And the post-mortem baptismal kits.
Yes, I thought that one was actually pretty good.
And yeah, that's pretty good. And then the holy halos.
I've seen holy halos as well. So
that's as far as I've gotten. My juice ran out, so I need to get more pills. Okay, so what we're going to do, I think we're going to go with the post-mortem baptismal kit for those of you who haven't seen it. We're going to take a little bit of break. We'll be back in like 3 minutes. Enjoy the commercial. You know, I want to mention everybody that you don't see commercials during this show. I turned that off. Everybody, I turned that off. So we run our own commercials here. Feel free to sponsor the show. Kelley gets it.
Do you have a loved one who's on their deathbed, but they've yet to give themselves up to the Lord?
Are you sure you don't want to come to Jesus?
No.
This is your final chance.
No. Worried they're headed to the fiery pits of hell.
Your very last chance.
No. I've been wicked and sinful. I deserve to burn in the hot place.
As you wish. Farewell, my heathen husband.
Farewell, my... Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of post-mortem baptismal kits. No more worries about being miserable alone forever. Be a good Christian and share that eternal pain and suffering with the ones you love.
I'm in hell. Not as hot as I thought it'd be. Kind of feels like Houston, minus the humidity. Hello. My favorite drink crafted to perfection. Ooh, and some dank ass weed.
I can't bear to be down on my face chanting, holy, holy, holy is the Lord, every day, all day, for all eternity, by myself.
Wow, is that George Carlin? And Alan Turing, look at that. Carl Sagan, oh, I am so honored. You've been my hero since I was a kid. Neil deGrasse Tyson, what are you doing here? Oh, I get it. I get it. Schrodinger's heathen. Very cute, you. Very cute. That's fantastic. Oh, what is that? What is? It's holy water. Oh, it burns. No, this isn't where I want to be. Pabst Blue Ribbon and a Marlboro? No!
Father Flanagan's post-mortem baptismal kit. Dead kid tested, Mother Teresa approved.
Is that the Pope and John Paul? Jim Jones and Jimmy Swaggart, huh? I can see that coming. Neil deGrasse, what are you doing? Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord.
Thanks, Father Flanagan.
Damn them to an eternity in heaven for only $59.99. They wouldn't appreciate it, but you'll feel better, and that's the point, isn't it? Get yours now. Your heathen loved one's time is running out.
Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. This is some bullshit. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. All right, and we are back. There we go. Kelley, you're kind of fuzzy. Your internet's a little tiny. Yeah, you're just a little fuzzy. Only when you move a lot.
Okay,
if you don't move a lot.
There we go.
No, you look better when you're fuzzy, Kelley.
Yeah, I was
you were doing us
that.
a favor. So let me see. I'm going to catch up with our chat here. Maverick being Frank. So I know our chat gets going on about themselves. So I may not be able to keep up with all your conversations. I appreciate you though. And she is back. There we go. Ta-da!
I made it.
It froze. Oh, there you are. There.
Oh no.
it didn't freeze on cleavage this time. Kip Davis says, oh, let's see if he responded. Appear in my feed, titled White Parents. I'm going to look up and see if Kip actually was able to understand my question, because I'm an idiot. Let's see. And answered my question. My chat may not go up far enough. Maybe not.
I mean, the names are very specific. Every name means something. It does mean something. I love kind of figuring out what the names mean. It's fun.
Yeah, it is. Let me go here. I want to see if I can find something for
I don't think he
guys.
heard you, because he said, what did I do? I don't think he heard you.
Oh, Kip. Oh, no, I was asking about in the Bible there are these people who try to jam Jesus into the Old Testament by doing things like saying the names of these people who are in the names in the Bible. This person begot this person, begot this person, begot this person. When they do that, this name means woeful is he. And the next, and they tell this story, and it's essentially like woeful was the word of the land until until the son sacrificed himself for something. So each one of those kids would have had to been named something like woeful is the, like, hello, woeful is the, does that make sense? First of all, did I express that in a way that makes sense? And how accurate is that? I'm going to look for a video I think I made on my thing to clarify. My studio. So real quick, I want to distract the chat by asking you a question. Kelley, I don't remember, and this is because this is a good one. How long and why have you been an atheist? How long have you been an atheist, and what made you that way? Were you
That's an interesting question. I was raised Lutheran. My stepfather was kind of the person who pushed us into religion. My mother divorced him when I was about 14. So I stopped going to church. I was 13 or 14. I stopped going to church at that time.
Nice.
I kind of always had some questions about it. I don't think I was ever really a full 100% believer. But by the time I was 15, I had pretty much given it up. I joined the Army, and when you go into the Army, you get one book to take the basic training, and it's a Bible. It's the only thing they allow, or a Quran if you're Muslim. They only allow you to bring a holy book. So I'm a vociferous reader, and I have to read to fall asleep at night. So here I am. I'm reading the Bible again through boot camp. So I kind of had a bit of a relapse. But after I got out of the Army, I just kind of threw it away altogether. So, but I kind of got myself involved in a lot of a lot of new age thinking. So, and I always say I was indoctrinated the first time, and then I indoctrinated myself the second time. So
you went the woo woo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I totally did. And I
what
did
kind of woo woo stuff are you talking?
I'm just that basic idea that there's a lot of this within the new age realm. The idea that everybody should like make their own religion, basically. So I'm getting these ideas like from different places, like the Tao, right? We were talking about the Tao earlier being the force. So I'm getting that, we're all connected in one big thing, we're all the universe. Right. And then you start looking at sympathetic magic. So if I have a piece of something, I can have some kind of control over that thing. I can make it do something, like if you have hair or fingernails to make a voodoo doll would be an easy example of that. One that everybody would know, right? So yeah, I started, crystals have healing energy because again, we're all one. So the crystal should be able to affect you since we're all one, right? So that was the kind of thinking I got stuck in. And of course, I was meeting all kinds of other people that had the same ideas. And some of them were worshiping earth deities or nature deities. And some of them were worshiping some of the old gods. I was just running around in those circles, people doing astrology and reading tarot cards. And yeah.
I do like tarot cards. I ain't gonna lie.
I was really a good reader of them, apparently. I used to have people pay me every week to read their cards. Yeah.
So cool.
So I
have a good opinion of them. I think people use them to the negative, but I actually see them as a tool that you can use for yourself to help you through a situation. Like if you're not sure how you feel about a situation, it's almost as if like you can talk yourself through how you really feel with the reflection of the cards. It's almost like you won't say it until you see it, if that makes any sense.
Right. And it might bring up an idea that you hadn't had too.
Right.
Oh, this card means this thing. And you know what? I never even thought about applying that thing to this problem.
But thinking that it predicts, like, no.
No, right.
I just think it can be a tool to help you get through your problems. Talk through.
Sure. I'll agree to that. It's sort of like a security blanket.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll agree to that.
Like, okay, I'm asking about my husband, and I get these cards that almost, in a way, like maybe I feel like he's abusive or something or whatever. And the cards pretty much, what's the word? Affirm what I've felt, but I've been afraid to maybe say. And that could maybe help you make a decision to get out of a bad situation or something. Like, I'm just making that up, obviously, but.
Okay.
When people in my store will ask me, what does this crystal do for you? I always say that one protects you against superstition.
I love that. That's actually hilarious. Does anybody like?
Yeah, a few people get it. Yeah, few
oh, okay, some
people
do get it. Good, thank goodness.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, I want to show y'all something. Now, Dr. Kip did respond to my question, and he said it's Genesis chapter 5, and yes, it's all BS. With him telling me that, that's all I needed to know. It was Genesis chapter 5, and I went to my Evil God Monster of Abraham series, in which I covered chapter 5. And in that, I want to show you the screen. I'm not going to play the video. I don't need to. I'll just talk you through it because you're going to love it, I think. Come on, screen. Where is it? There we go. Here we go. Here's how these people are seeing it. I go through it, and let me make it big. Can y'all see that? Hopefully.
I can.
So Adam's name is a man. Seth's name means substituted. Enosh's name means man incurable. Kenan's name means possessing, to erect. And I'm like, come on. Hey, substituted, get out of there. Man incurable, get over here and beat substituted up. I mean, why would you name your children? This is ridiculous. And I think... well,
Adam wasn't a name. So I can just tell you that right off the bat, and that's what Kip's going to tell you. Adam wasn't a name at first. It was just human. And then, like, I think it was in Genesis 2 where it got changed to a name.
I think Kenan's name originally was Key. He just added the erect part in there.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you, right? Dr. Kip, if you're not subscribed to Dr. Kip, go check that out. He said, my video about Genesis 5 has math. I am amazing at math. You know, Dr. Kip, one of these days, you really ought to come on the show and, you know, talk to us. Let us ask questions. Because we always got, every time we see you, you're like, oh, yeah, we were talking about this. I could actually make a list of things I want to ask you about. Yeah, so I just think it's ridiculous that they even try to sell this to each other, that somebody went through the effort and made this all up, you know? It's just crazy. It is crazy. Seth does not mean substituted. Enosh does not mean incurable. Exactly. That's what, yes, that was the question I originally was asking. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
Stop sharing.
They like, it's weird how they change everything. So what am I talking about? It's weird. That's actually kind of historically what they do, is change the meaning and context of stuff.
Hey,
they really have a habit.
Talking about New Age and Woo stuff, somebody said that they don't usually interject with them because they're such nice people. You know, it took 1,000 years for Christians to have a crusade. You know, maybe we need to nip this in the bud before it gets to the point where we're having New Age crusades. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I could see it happening. We've talked about it. I think literally, in a way, I say literally, I hate it. I use that word incorrectly, but the Handmaid's Tale is a very good description of what happens whenever now in the Handmaid's Tale, they're growing crusade on the United States, on themselves, which is exactly what we're doing. The difference, whenever we talk about crusade, they're going to plant their holy flag and take the Holy Land. But that's not Holy Land to American Christians. This is Holy Land to American Christians. And I just don't see anything good coming. They called me alarmist. Have I told you about the play that I'm just dying to work on? I'm just lazy. I want to do it myself, but I just can't. It's about how the day of the rope. I think I told you about this, the day of the rope, didn't I, Kelly?
I'm not sure, but go ahead, tell me, and then I'll if it jogs something in my 65-year-old brain, you know.
All right. Let's see if it bumps on those synapses. So the Day of the Rope, it was like a manifesto or a book written by white supremacists back in the 70s. And that day is essentially the Day of the Rope is this. I'm going to speak from their perspective now. We're going to take over, and once we've got everything settled down, then we're going to go after all the white people who helped the black people and the other people, the who helped, who didn't support us, the traitorous white people, and they're going to hang them. That's the Day of the Rope.
Gotcha.
So
I do remember that.
Right. So I'm working on a play in my brain about this guy because I'm the only guy I've got, right? I'm what I have, who's waiting to be hung. He's trapped in his own house. They're going to have a little parade trial, a fake trial out on the lawn, and they're going to hang him for helping black people.
Interesting.
And for not supporting,
I remember that now because when you mentioned it, because when you first brought the idea up, I don't know if you've ever heard of the Turner Diaries, but it reminded me of the Turner Diaries, which is sort of like that book you were describing that was written back then.
Oh, really?
It is a book that was like that was written back then, called the Turner Diaries. And then the whole trial scene, and forgive me for saying this, but it reminded me of a scene in Huckleberry Finn, where there's a lynch mob that comes to lynch a guy, and he's staying, and they're all in his front yard, but he's up on the roof of his house with a shotgun and says, "Y'all are going to get me. There's too many of you. I can't stop you. But whoever takes the first step, I'm going to get with this shotgun. So who's it going to be?" And the crowd kind of murmurs among each other, and then they just all go home.
Hey, I think I need to write that down.
I thought that was a really good lesson about society when I read that the first time.
I want to mention that I saw a thing on the internet yesterday talking about they wanting to drive into crowds and hit people here. And they had this big ladder, and it's like 30 feet up in the air. And it said, "Would you push somebody off of here? Would you just walk up there and push someone off? If you wouldn't push someone off of a 4-story building, why would you hit them with a car? That's the same effect you're going to get." So they change it by putting it in that perspective. Suddenly, it's not as a good idea. They're not as big and bold to do that.
Legally, that's considered attacking with a deadly weapon.
Yeah. Well, except for like in Florida, where they've made it, they've tried to make it as legal as they can for you to get away with it if you run over a protester.
Right. As long as they're protesting.
Yeah. I thought we had a First Amendment right to protest. Isn't it literally in there? Isn't it part of the word protest?
I don't know what the word protest is. The right to address grievances and the right to, I'm trying to think of the word, meet in public, but it's not meet. To gather in public?
Probably gather. It's to disrupt.
Well, the First Amendment guarantees the freedom of concern. Or that's not what I wanted to do. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. Amendment number 1.
Yeah.
First Amendment. Donald Trump is after that. He's oh my goodness. If you're out there and you're an employee of the government, this person is the threat from within. He's going after our own Constitution. This isn't even just about us being atheists. This is about him breaking the Constitution and supporting shall make law. I mean, he's carry on, Kelly.
I was about to say, they used to piss down our backs and tell us it was rain, remember? Now they're just pissing right in our face and telling us it's piss.
Yeah. At least they're open about it, I guess. So the right to peaceably assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances, prohibiting the free exercise thereof, of abridging the freedom of speech. Donald Trump is after that, or the freedom of the press. Donald Trump has gone on after the press and using lawfare. Have y'all heard of lawfare? Do you know what lawfare is? It's warfare using the legal system where you keep suing people and suing people and suing people.
Oh,
and
yeah.
suing people.
Okay.
And they've been doing that. That's how they got CBS. How many millions of dollars did CBS pay to Donald Trump once they lost their spine? Just curious.
Capitulating.
Sapphic Hazard says American right wing doesn't care about any amendments of the Constitution other than the one for putting down slave rebellions. That's what the Second Amendment was more about than it was about. Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to let's talk some more about Kelley and what Kelley's got going on rather than.
I was trying to get into politics because I can't talk politics on my show.
Oh, well, if you got things you want to say, then go ahead.
No, I was just, I don't have things that I have to say, but I was just kind of enjoying it. But you can ask me questions. I would be more than happy to answer any questions about me. I'm like an open book. So.
Okay. So you have answered. All right. So where do you fall politically?
Politically, I am.
See, I did both. I got
that was awesome.
I was smooth. Was that smooth? Carry on. Go ahead.
Politically, my political ideals are something that would never ever be put into practice within my lifetime, and I'm going to stick to them anyway. But I really catered to the ideas of Peter Kropotkin, like social anarchy. So he was also a standby geologist. He was a geographer who did the job of a geologist once for the Tsar on an expedition to Siberia. So, geologist, political philosopher, I got to love the guy. So, but yeah, awesome. he was like the founder of social anarchy, I guess. I don't know if the founder of it, but a big proponent of it.
Gotcha. Awesome sauce. Let me come over here and check some stuff. I don't have a poll today, guys. I didn't do a poll. I was actually getting ready to do a poll about, I was going to have it rock related because Kelley's here. Okay. All right. What's the difference between a rock and a stone?
A rock and a mineral?
No, the word rock and the word stone.
The word stone, the word rock has a scientific meaning. The word stone doesn't.
Okay. This is what I learned. If you see a rock sitting over on the ground, a natural rock, it's a rock. That's a rock. If you pick that rock up and you work it in any way, now it's a stone. That's why it's called stonework.
Yeah. Okay.
They take rocks. It's called stonework, stonemason. Yeah. Once you start working on it, then it becomes, it's like taking a rock's virginity.
Wow. I never thought of it that way.
It went that way, didn't it?
Yeah. It did. It sure did. I work stones sometimes.
Do you?
I guess I'm a virgin killer.
I didn't think of that. I was ready to call you a stone man, not a stone Trump.
There are volcanoes in Canada, but they're not active, Kip.
Oh, that's a good question. Does Kelley Laughlin affirm or deny the existence of volcanoes? Volcanoes in Canada? That's crazy talk.
Sure.
Wow.
There's volcanoes up, not all over the world, but in many, many places, and ones that haven't erupted for tens of thousands of years, but they're still a volcano, right?
Yes, I guess they are, technically. I have the secular feeling that says I have pole dysfunction. I guess I may have.
I was going to say, when you said you didn't have a pole, I was going to say something. I was like, no, it's hard to get my mind out of the gutter. But yeah, I was going to make a similar joke.
And well, we don't cuss a lot on the show because, I don't cuss a lot normally.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, generally. But we don't normally, but we can. Hell, I forgot what I was talking about. Kelley, I'm sorry. I don't know what it had to do with volcanoes. I saw somebody mention taco. Was that not that tacos are delicious? Let's see. Somebody said something about a taco.
I thought it was like taco as a person, but I just said
that's what I thought too. I had an interest. Tacos show is 100% trolling. Don't take it too seriously. Ember. I don't know who Ember was talking to though. Let me see, because I had a brief run-in with Taco a while back. I found the experience unfortunate. Anyway, I don't see who they were talking to or what they were about. It was kind of crazy. The last conversation I had, I took a clip of his thing and I said, look how manipulative you are. And I ran it through the AI to give it. And he's like, oh, damn. And it gave him all these things because he was doing, the first few engagements with him, I felt kind of weird. They were weird. But when I step back, I look, oh man, look what he's doing. And I have no problem sharing anybody with that conversation if they want to go there. I don't care. I still
Who?
breakfast tacos. Some jackass on the internet who.
Oh.
You remember? You were.
I've heard a few people talk about them. I don't know anything about them.
Yeah. I presume that's the only taco person that has an issue with me. So I guess based on the words in the
they
chat,
have an issue with you?
Maybe, yeah.
Oh.
Something about, I don't know. It's something about I don't cater. I don't call them. I don't know what the hell his problem was.
Isn't it weird that like when you start doing this, you find all these people that have a problem with you that you don't have any problem with at all?
Yes.
It's
I do
like
you don't even remember it.
It's like all these people with a one-sided problem, you know?
Yeah. He wanted an apology from me. He came into my chat. That's what it was. He came into my chat and he said stupid shit. I don't remember what it was. He was saying stupid things. You're welcome to go back and watch the show if you got the date. And I was like, dude, don't say that. And I went off on him because I have a tendency to do that. And he was demanding an apology from me, a public apology from me. Notice how then the manipulative emails, you owe me, and what are you going to do? And everybody else thinks that you need to do this. And I was like, you know what? You're just trying to manipulate me and work me, and I ain't fucking playing that. You can go the fuck away.
And you're not everyone.
It's been a while since I've been excited about that. So if he's watching, I have no problem going off about that. But we have a guest. Kelley is here. It was just insulting.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm having fun, man. It's awesome.
Okay. We'll
it's cool being a part of your world.
My world's a little fucked up.
Is the A for atheist?
It is.
Or is that the scarlet letter?
I always joke that it's a scarlet letter, but yeah, it is. I think Hitchens designed that A. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
I could be totally wrong about that, but I think he did.
I like it.
Let's see. Okay, let me do a thing here. Everybody, I hope you're having a great show this morning. I'm going to run us another commercial so people can take a little break and go tinkle or whatever you're going to do. And whenever I come back, we'll do. Do you have a Theocracy watch this morning, Miss Brian?
I do not. I am very sorry.
Shh, that's okay. One of the things about it is we don't want it to be a pressure. We always want it to be a fun. So if you hear something in the news, jump on it. And yeah, so I'm actually thinking of doing like a every day, and because our country, it is literally falling into an authoritarian fascist dictatorship right now, and I don't think it's inappropriate to talk about it on the show. So I was thinking about doing a section of the show at the end of the show where we call out. I go, hey, did you know this is going on? Did you know this is going on? Did you know they were doing this?
Cool. Very
so
cool.
Just my thoughts. All right, so we're going to do this. I'm going to run this other commercial thing, and whenever we come back, we're going to do more stuff. Let me go.
Mi burrito es tan bueno. It burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. El ataco bueno bueno. It stings like a bee. They told me she was his sister. Now I'm plagued between the knees. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse. There's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno. A full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está bueno. It burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno. A a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penal plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penal plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs.
All right, here we are. Kelley is off at the little Kelley's room right now, so he'll be back in just a second to join us. And thank you, Austin Sims, for refreshing my memory about what happened with tacos. I don't remember if I called him pro MAGA or not. One of my thoughts right now is if you're on the fence, you're MAGA at this point.
If you're centrist, I mean, you're just a supporter of MAGA. You don't have to vote for him to support him.
Yeah. So he came into my chat and he was saying stupid shit. And I told him, get out of here, that stupid shit. And he got pissed off about it. And so Austin Sims says this. He's angry because he says he is a centrist and he claims you called him a MAGA and a transphobe and a bunch of stuff. I didn't defend or condemn. So yeah, I probably did call him a MAGA. If he, walks like a MAGA, talks like a MAGA, you come in here and start saying MAGA shit and then go, oh, I'm a centrist, but women shouldn't be allowed to vote or whatever the hell he said. He didn't say something. It wasn't that. He did not say that. I don't want to vilify him, but he did say stupid shit in the chat. I remember even going, are you really big tacos guy? I saw your show. I mean, you're somebody. I don't know, but are you really the guy? He's like, oh, I'm really me. And then he starts sending me emails and messages, and I'm like, oh shit. So I respond back to him and I talk to him a little bit. That's where we get to where he's all manipulative. And one of my last emails, I don't remember what he said. I was pretty much done with him. I was like, oh, and you're a transphobe too, because he had said something in his last email. I don't remember what it was, but I got the emails. So if he wants to go to town and he wants to bring that shit. He said transphobe shit. I don't say that to people. I don't call people transphobe for nothing, do I? I mean, that's really
right.
No. So for me to lever that against him says something. And I got all the emails to prove it. So he can fuck off. He can fuck off now. He can fuck off tomorrow. His channel is tiny, tiny, tiny. And it's boring as fuck. Go over and watch him. Boring AF. He's got some... well, I guess it's kind of a charismatic dancing overweight gentleman. I don't like to pick on people overweight. Big fat guy dancing on the thing, and that's all you see the whole time as he spouts his nonsense about his crap. And
so he's anonymous?
I guess he is. Yeah. So he doesn't show his face. It just shows. Yeah. Uh-oh, we lost Kelley. Oh, did I? Unhide Kelley. There you are. We had you hid. So. And I
guess I got to keep talking, or else you're just going to toss me out. Huh?
I know.
Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of. I guess that's to catch up. If you're curious, that's my side of it. And I wish I could find the video, the date. It's one of my live streams. Unfortunately, when my live streams go off, they become unlisted. So you have to have a link to go see them. You won't see them if you go to my channel. It hurts the channel. Let's see what else is going on. Maverick, yeah. Maverick has been in our channel a few times chatting. I'm not yet.
Listen, I always wonder what the mentality is behind that. What's the driving force behind somebody who trolls like that? I don't get it. Is it like a narcissistic personality where they have to be the center of attention? And even if it's bad attention, it's still attention. So they, I really honestly, I wonder.
Maybe they're seen. They feel seen.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I do want to mention that we do have, and I'm not kidding. I often tell people, go look it up on the internet. You can find the videos. They have warehouses full of phones hooked up that are just running bots that sit there and go into AI chat or go into chats and argue for things like Trump or pro-left. So there's no guarantee these people are even real.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Now, you guys remember Pastor Dean? Now, I know Pastor Dean was real because he started sending me videos. He started. Were you here for that, Ryan? Were you here for that?
I feel like I had either just come on the show or it had happened just before.
Yeah, he sent me videos talking about, he's just attacking me. He never said anything about any of my positions. He's just, you're a liar. You're just a straight liar. And he's getting up on a thing and he's drilling things and doing work. So I took that video and I made like fart clouds come out of his butt whenever he does the drill. I kind of did the thing. That was fun. But he got to where he was just too much. The chat, I mean, he was fun in the chat for quite a while, but he was always mean. He was always mean. Never was he not mean. But you know, our guests in the chat, if you're a Christian in your chat, man, we appreciate theists in our chat, debate, talk to people. But then sometimes they start saying things. They use the right to debate and the right to speak in the chat and use that right to say anti-trans things or anti-women things. And, you know, you can only take so much of that before you're like, man, you're not going to be saying that shit in my chat. I don't care what you say. You know?
I noticed a lot of them will resort to insults too, like you were saying, argumentum ad hominem, right? Because they don't have anything else back to rely on, and it's usually the less the person knows their religion, the sooner they rely on ad hominem attacks. It seems like, right?
That's the majority of my Christian comments. I do sometimes get one where they're nice and they try to say something kind or Jesus or what they believe, I should say.
Yes, right.
Kind. I don't believe it is. But then normally I would say typically the comments I get is you're going to hell, Jesus is coming back for you. You're going to be the first one, whatever. It's just always something derogatory, negative, ad hominem.
Threatening.
Yeah, threatening all the time. I'm going to die. They're going to find me. You name it. That's the normal comment I get.
Yeah. Oftentimes in mine, especially like my top 10s video, and this is where I love it when it happens on the top 10s video. I need to get set up so I can share it, but they'll get on my top 10 video and they'll say, every point, I could destroy every point you just made. You're stupid. You're just a stupid atheist. You don't know the Bible. And then that's it. I'm like, why didn't you destroy every point?
Yeah.
You just called me names and left. Or most time they may not even say they could destroy my point. They just said, you're wrong and you're stupid for this and you're stupid for that. I'm like, man, that was a top 10s list. They don't even bother to argue a single one of the point.
Yeah.
And that's so frustrating because then I could at least try to have a back and forth with them. But it's
right,
just
a conversation.
Generalized comment. It's like, what am I supposed to say to you? I have to hold your hand again and try to explain it. I'm not going to do that. You're just, it's over your head, I suppose.
It'll often throw them off when you're talking to them if you're just really nice back. If you're acting like the way that Jesus told them to act. And I'll sometimes even point it out, like they'll insult me and I'll say, well, that was a nice insult. Here, let me turn the other cheek so you can get that side too, There you go.
I'll thank them for showing me what Christian love is truly like.
Yeah, right. Something like that too.
Yeah,
I bet
will.
Jesus is proud of you right now.
I want to mention that I have a video dropping at 9:00 this morning.
Oh,
awesome.
I worked on a video. The title of that video is Christians Love to Hate. And it's kind of exactly what you're talking about some of it. It's a 7.5 minutes. It's not a top 10s. It's just a regular video. And they say Christianity is a religion of love, but is it? They say that, and so we believe it. They say it so often that we believe it. But whenever you step back and look at their actions overall, they're harmful, they're bad, they're hateful. They as soon as they get power, they want to hurt people. As soon as they get power, they go after people. Conservative Christian Republicans got power and they went after women. I mean, so that's what the video is about. It's about this exact topic. I went off for a minute, didn't I?
I'll watch it.
Awesome.
I will watch it after the show.
Yep. Let me go here. Boom, 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 boom.
I would just I would just love to go out to Cali, John. I'm responding to people in your chat.
No, yeah. Hey, the only thing when you do, say their name.
Yeah.
That way people, because
name.
Right. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. You know, it's just that way because when we turn it into a podcast, they'll know who's speaking. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's the thing I heard on the internets. Okay. Particularly the Abrahamic faiths are inherently fascistic. That's exactly right. God is he is the only controller. He is the boss, period. God is the final word. Jesus is the general, and there's, you know, little other underlings, but really.
There are a lot of damn rules. I'll give you that. There's not just the 10 like people think, right?
Oh, what
Yeah.
commandments?
Yeah,
Or
just rules,
sayings? And they're
for
not even
Christianity.
commandments.
Yeah.
They're just sayings. And there's 600 and what, however, 20, I forget.
a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
A whole lot. And the first one is because he's jealous and pompous and insecure.
Don't have any other gods before me. Come on, kids.
Isn't that an admission that there are other gods?
It is, and isn't it in an admission that you're in competition?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can't compete
can't
with something
take
that doesn't exist. Just saying.
Very true.
I can't
Interesting.
beat the God himself, so I'm going to go after his followers instead.
Yeah. You know, one of the things I've noticed is like whenever his followers show up and are in the chat, for some reason he never sends his best.
No.
You know, they always come with stupid arguments, weak arguments. It's like they go blah.
Like this one right
and then whenever
there.
you start to they go blah. And whenever you start to give them the answer, they go la 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 la.
There's one right there. It's impossible to have many gods from I'm a Muslim. You know what? There's a bunch of Hindus that don't agree with you on that one, buddy. I don't know what to say to you. It is possible.
See, that tells me that I'm a Muslim doesn't actually know the history of his own religion, because it actually goes back to the time the ancient Arabian desert cults, and they worshiped the sun, the moon, the three sisters they had a lot of actually gods until Allah killed them all or got rid of them all or said no more. Yeah, so the roots of what is Muslim Islam is part like they go down, they circulate, walk around the Kaaba. That's a big thing for once. Kaaba, however you say it. They go it's called circumambulation, where you go and walk around something. So that's a big part of their religion. And where they got that. Where they got that from was they had meteorites come down and they worship meteorites. And they have a little hunks of a meteorite there in the Kaaba on the side, the little black stones. That's a meteorite. And that's what they're doing. They're walking around these things. It's because their religion is partly based on another religion that worship things from the sky. So it's obviously more complicated than that, but
There were a lot. I mean, I've heard of a lot of religions at that time, or cults, maybe I should say, that worshipped rocks. There's even a coin. I'm not sure if it's been confirmed that it's a coin for Yahweh, but I think it even has like a rock face on there. So who even knows if maybe that's not where Yahweh came from, a rock from outer space.
Well, rocks are pretty cool.
Listen, I agree, Kelly. I enjoy rocks.
Rocks are cool. Well, what got you into rocks?
I don't know, man. I was like 5 years old and I walked down the street and picked a rock up out of everybody's driveway. That was my first rock collection.
Aww.
It was all the same kind of rock. It was all a piece of limestone, but it was one from everybody's driveway. So, you know, and then about 3 days later, my mom tossed them all out. So I went and did it again. You know?
Just kept collecting.
Yeah, I just kept bringing rocks home, and my mom kept tossing them out. And then, I started. I mentioned earlier I went to school for English because I wanted something to fall back on in case I couldn't make it as a short order cook. So
there you go.
I had an idea that I was going to be a best-selling writer, and I love to write. I still write a lot, but I started making jewelry to actually, because I'm ADHD as well as you guys, and I have a hard time holding a job. I also have some medical problems. Like I'll wake up and be having a bad day and just go, I ain't working today, you know. I'll show up here at my store, but I don't work, just sit here. So, but that's why I went into business for myself, because I had the ability to do that. And one of the things that I was doing was making jewelry. I learned how to silversmith, and I was making jewelry. And people would ask me about the gemstones, how they formed, what was the origin, where did they come from? And most of the time I didn't know. So I went back to school. I learned how rocks and minerals form. And I started just learning where all the gemstones come from and how to cut and polish them, and just all went from there. It just kind of happened in stages, really. I didn't just dive into it. So I wish somebody had choked me into shallow water, though, at times.
Do you have a
Especially
favorite?
when I'm carrying them. Every time I carry a lot of rocks, I always say, I wish I'd been in the feather business instead.
Well,
it's
you
a
are.
lot of weight to carry around. I'm absolutely certain of that from someone who's bring home shells from
Yeah, there you go.
time. I'm like, ugh, I brought too many.
Yeah, do you have a favorite rock? No, you're actually pretty skinny and pretty small, so I would expect on any given windy day you would probably be stuffing rocks in.
Yeah, I have to, because if the wind goes over like 18 miles per hour, I will go up off the ground.
Little sandbags. Yeah, you need little
Chris
sandbags.
actually met me. Chris, that was so funny when you came up, walked to me. Chris came up to me when he met me, and he goes, "Wow, you're a lot taller than I thought. I'm 5'5".
Yeah,
Just to give you some perspective.
Well, and Kelley said it at the same time. And that's what I was doing, because I knew the first thing he was going to say to me was, "Wow, you're taller than I thought." So when I walked up, I said it, and he said
Cut
it.
him off at the pass.
Yeah. So I actually said that to Seth Andrews, because he's as tall as I am.
Yeah.
Very interesting. John Fabiano, Chris. Oh, we were still talking about that, huh? Okay, cool. Well, we got talking about people talking about tacos, so we'll give tacos his little bit of, whatever. If you're into that kind of people who call themselves centrist, and then say MAGA things, whatever. If you're into that, go watch his stuff. Let's see. Let me look over here. Tall people, but we were talking about. I had it up here.
We've been talking about. We've been jumping all over the place.
I know. I had a question. I was going to. I was going to ask you what your favorite was. Then I got distracted by how tiny
I was
you
going to
were.
answer too. And not a rock, but a mineral, tourmaline. I love
Tourmaline?
tourmaline. Yeah, it's a
Is that
gemstone.
orange?
Pardon?
Is that orange?
It can be just about any color of the rainbow. It can even be clear,
Really?
which is
I
one of
did
the
not
things
know.
I like about it. And you'll often
Cool.
see crystals that will change in color. Like they'll start out red, then they turn blue, and then green as they go up the crystal. So yeah, it's pretty cool stuff.
Wow. Where's that
ways
normally
to-
found?
All
Where?
around the world. All around.
Oh,
the world.
really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Very cool.
There's some black tourmaline that's found right here. Daryl just mentioned watermelon tourmaline, which is pink on the inside with a green rind, and the outside of the crystal is green.
How
So
does
if
it
you cut
form? Like, what it?
straight through? Looks like a watermelon, green on the outside, pink in the middle.
But how does it? Like,
Wow.
what is it? Where does it form? Like, how does it form?
A lot of it will form in an igneous environment, so that there'll be like an air bubble in a. Do you know what a pegmatite is?
No.
No, okay, but you know what granite is.
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
well, let's start with granite. When granite cools, the reason it has all the little spots in it is that the minerals that are in it will separate from each other that are in the lava. And the slower the
Oh.
lava cools, the more the minerals will separate from each other. So
Cool.
instead of getting little spots in a pegmatite, you'll get big chunks of the mineral.
Okay.
Right? And so pegmatite is just granite that cooled really, really slow.
I
And
see.
there'll oftentimes be like a gas pocket inside that lava, and the crystals will form inside those gas pockets.
That's so cool.
Yeah, cool, right?
Wowsies. Yeah.
That is. Pardon me. Good morning, AJ. Ways to Human. Good morning. Ask the question.
Hi, AJ.
Did you? Yes, because I'm tall and AJ is not tall. And actually, AJ is small and I am not small. So however you would like to phrase that. But you know what? AJ is probably never going to have my lower back problems. I'm just saying. AJ asked the question.
Well,
Do you?
she may have neck problems, Chris.
Very true. That's where I was fixing to go. Okay, so you should find on the internet. She's posted on her Facebook these images of her with Seth, and the differences. You know,
Aww.
I'm like, well, what are you doing with that little kid? Creep. Oh, it's AJ.
You weirdo.
So I got a story about that. She asked me, "Did you get a photo with Seth, Chris?" I wonder which one of you is taller. Maybe I can look at my pics with each of you and determine that. I would love to know, because whenever I walked up and I was talking to him, but I did briefly talk to him before the show. I was like, "Hey, he's taller than I thought," and I said that. Wow, you're taller than I thought. I did not get a picture with him then. Then at the end of the show, after everything was going up, I was actually packed up and I was ready to leave. And I was just going around to saying my byes to everyone. Love you, bye-bye. And I was giving all my hugs. Well, I thought I was kind of also getting pictures with people. So I swung by and I was going to get a picture with him. So he was talking to someone. So I kind of went beside and I was like, picture? I wasn't thinking at all, right? Did you miss what I said earlier? He was talking to someone.
Oh.
And I just kind of walked up and I was like, oh. And I finally, just after that happened, I realized what was going on. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. Y'all go ahead. And I scurried away like some sort of idiot. No, I did not get an image with Seth. I hope he doesn't remember me as the jackass, rude jackass who.
You should have just walked by and went, "Who's that?"
There you go. Got one from the hall. Everything I've seen about him, he's a great person. I met him. He was a great person. I did the MC for him, not the MC, the moderating for him and the thing. He was a great person. Everybody was great. AJ was great. It was wonderful meeting Kelley Laughlin. It's so fantastic. I long for the next experience like that.
They are fun. It's always fun to get together with a bunch of like-minded people. It really, really is.
Yes.
It's such an oasis in a world of chaos, right? It really does help.
Yeah. It's like these are my peeps.
Yeah.
These are the people, because there's so many people out there that are just batshit crazy. One way or the other. Well, some people are into I don't believe in God, but I believe in spirits. Or this other thing. And I'm just, I got to have some evidence of something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Equus is here. Good morning.
I got to have some evidence. There's actually an underlying force that's holding everything together, right?
Right. That's true. Well, we have evidence, don't we?
I mean, there's like some kind, like I was speaking of like the force or the Tao, there's this metaphysical kind of force that makes everything happen. Unfortunately, the Taoism that people follow in the USA, the New Age type Taoism, the secular Taoism, isn't the real Taoism that's been practiced in China for a couple thousand years. But there's an idea that even the gods grab their power from the Tao, from this underlying force.
Oh dear.
Really? They just get more than we do? What's the deal? Why are they gods and we're not?
I guess because they're more in tune with the force, because they're gods. I mean, they're a separate class of being than we are. But apparently they're more in tune with the Tao than we are with the force.
Does that make their God force Tao stuff? They're more capable of collecting.
They're the Jedi Knights of Taoism.
The Pokemon kings of Taoism.
There you go.
We don't find enough Pokemon. Guardian Dog, good morning. Daryl had a good point talking about spirits. 80 proof spirits is his favorite, I think, where he's going.
I know those spirits.
Let me see here. Dr. Kip says, which is funny, because you're talking about a thing. You hang out and watch movies all the time with the fucking selfish dinosaur all the time. We watched horror on the high desert last night. I must have missed the top of that conversation. I'm sure it makes sense in context.
Right.
Yeah, but as far as the show, I met Austin Sims. Austin Sims was wonderful. We're here in the chat, and somebody's like, Austin Sims is banning someone. I'm like, yeah. I was watching during the commercial. I'm like, go ahead, you do you.
Yeah, I would trust Austin's judgment. He seems like a pretty sharp guy. He impressed me when I met him.
Yeah, we're pretty chill most of the time. You got to say bad stuff, Well, most of the time, I've had some mods who. Somebody comes in there just like, oh, you're this bad person. We don't like you. And boom, I asked them not to do that anymore. Do you need to go?
No.
Sell some rocks?
No, I don't know. I'm closed today. Somebody's probably calling to see if I'm open.
Oh, I got you. All right.
I didn't even think to take the phone out of here. Sorry, that was my bad.
Oh, no, it's quite all right. I just don't want you to miss a sale. I mean, there's somebody on the other end of that.
Usually this time of the day, are you open today and what are your hours? So we're not open and we have no hours today. So
do you have an internet website? Do you have a website or?
I had a website. I just took it down about 2 months ago. We were having some technical problems with it. And I wanted to rebuild it. So I just took it offline for a while. And then we're pretty much a tourist-based business. So in the wintertime, our business just plummets. And I have plenty of free time in the winter. So I'm just going to rework the website this winter during my time off. So, and do more of this, hopefully.
Oh, really? Yeah. Now, we've talked a lot about what you've got going on over at the ACA and all the things that are cool over there, how you got there and where y'all are going and all that business. But you also have your own channel. Tell us about some of your own projects.
I have some projects I'm working on. I don't really have a channel. I do have a couple of videos up. Most of them were centered towards the store. I did do a video once talking about all the stuff on the shelves behind me, because I had gotten a lot of questions about it. So, but other than that, I don't really have anything there. I do have a couple of things I wanted to do. I wanted to start a show called Kelley's Curiosities, where I talk about all kinds of weird paranormal things, because that's my true love. That's what I really get into. So like cryptozoology, psychic abilities, that kind of thing, conspiracy
you
theories.
You need to do a stream.
Yeah.
Holy relics.
Yeah. Yeah, Bree, you know Bree, right?
Yeah, I know Bree. I met Bree just a couple of weekends ago at the back cruise.
Bree does those sorts of things. Yeah. Let's see, Daily Atheist, they're talking about Dapper Dinosaur. Kip is on his lives a lot. Okay, I got you. I dig the Dapper Dinosaur. What I've seen of it, it's pretty cool. Now, I say that, and if he comes in my chat and starts saying right-wing bullshit, their sides are equally bad, and then starts defending MAGA, and then when I call him out on that, he goes and flounces. But Dapper Dino would never do that. I only said, for those of you who don't know, he's a faceless thing too. He just has a dinosaur on his chat. So, do you know Dapper Dinosaur, Ryan?
I just started following them like a month-ish ago or something. Somebody pointed them out to me. Might even been in this chat. Not sure.
Yeah, I've seen some streams on there where he's doing some causes. If I remember right, I could be mixing that up with something else. Deviant Outcast has a question for Kelley. Do you sell gemstones? Do you sell gemstones? Can you ship to Sweden? If so, I make jewelry and it's hard to find good quality gemstones.
Yes. I just responded, said I'm on Facebook, I'm on Discord. Just get a hold of me and we can work something out, I'm sure.
There you go.
There was another question I saw for me too. Let me see.
Kelley, aren't we? We're on Discord, aren't we? You and I?
Yes, we are both on Discord.
Okay. Because I talk to you normally through Facebook. That's what we've been scheduling the show through.
Right. Carrie Ann Chrysler said, there's a hobby rock guy who does science, Michigan Rocks channel. Have you ever heard of him? Yes, I have heard of Michigan Rocks. He right now is where I was at like 35 years ago. So I do not watch his channel. Sorry.
Wow.
I have watched a few of his shows though.
Let's see here. Sapphic Hazard says, yeah, they're not equally bad, even if they is bad. I haven't thought about the whole. You're right, and Ryan is right too. There's this idiots who come along and say the left and the right are just two wings of the same bird. So they equate like they're both just as bad, but they're not. On one side, the left is wicked and sinful because we want trans people to have rights. On the right side, they want to grab all the brown people and throw them out of the country. They want to remove everybody's First Amendment right, everybody's 14th Amendment right. They're spending more money on ICE than they are on the FBI. These are not the same. This is it may be of the same bird, but it's not the same. Now, where I mentioned about Ryan is because Ryan is like, but the Democrats too, they're not all, some of they're not, they're just not. They're either on the take or that they're not playing for our team. I feel like
they've been holding back the progressives, some of the Democrats.
Yes, the left wing is trying to heal. There's parts of it that's trying to heal, and there's a part of it that's holding that part back. Once we cut out that cancer of the old guard and move forward, then
get rid of the old guard.
Yes.
March them out.
And you know, I couldn't believe it the other day. I could not believe it. Could not believe I saw Debbie Wasserman Schultz in an interview doing something. She's still big in the party.
Yeah.
And I don't pay attention. I don't normally care. I would have thought that after she publicly threw Bernie Sanders under the bus, giving us Hillary Clinton, thus giving us Donald Trump, and they went through all this. There was like a court hearing and all this other stuff about it. We went through all that. And they literally threw the progressives under the bus, and she was the one doing the throwing.
Yep.
Man.
What the hell is she? Why is she even representing us at all?
She was leading the charge. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she really let me down, actually, when that happened. I was really bummed out.
Yeah, just because they thought because Hillary was part of the old guard, right? They were just giving it to us. That's what I feel. But Bernie had the momentum.
It was like it was her turn to get it, you know. And the Democrats never really did that, but the Republicans always did that. Well, it's his turn to get the nomination. You know, that's how we ended up with the guy that ran against Clinton, the old guy, Dole.
Okay.
Remember Dole? That's how we ended up with Dole. He was a horrible candidate, but it was his turn, you know.
Right. And this is a good one. Secular Feelinist, I think, has hit it on the head. And we'll even go there. We're going to go there here in just a second. I won't pin this so I don't forget. Says, yep, Dems hate progressives because the progressives make big money donors mad.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. And you'll see that a lot of it's the APEC. What is that? Is that right? Is it called APEC? It's the basic APEC.
How do you say
The
APAC?
Jewish, not the Jews. I don't mean it like that. The Israel, how is it?
Zionist? What are you talking?
What's the name of that? What's the APAC stand for?
Oh,
Israeli, American,
Israeli PAC.
something political action committees. So a lot of Democrats get money from them.
American Israel Public Affairs Committee.
Yes. So they get money. So that's the reason why they're not speaking out against what's going on against Gaza. Oh, sure. They'll come out and they'll go, oh, Gaza's don't, you're starving people. Stop starving people. But these Democrats won't say who's doing the starving.
Yeah.
Whenever there's time to start calling people out and telling Israel, you need to stop, they don't. Matter of fact, my understanding is Israel has now told the people in Gaza essentially to evacuate Gaza City. They're taking it. You need to get out.
Mm-hmm.
And where's our Democrats? Why aren't they saying anything? Well, because this Democrat's getting $100,000 from that APAC. This company over here, this person over here is getting him. The people over there is getting $2 million.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're on our side. All right.
Yeah. There's Kufi, there's APAC, there's J Street. I'm not sure if there's any other ones, but there's so many that really should just be registered under the FARA, the Foreign Agent Registry Act or something like that. They should be registered as foreign agents, and they're not.
Yes. Yes.
They really
there's a
should
whole,
be. Actually, we should just get rid of lobbying altogether.
absolutely.
I will. Yes, I wish. I would get the money out of it.
Although I do agree with some lobbying. So I mean, it's kind of a hard thing, right? I mean,
Right. Well, if it were done right,
we wouldn't have got cannabis legalized as many places as we did without lobbying.
True.
So I mean, it is a
It's not all, but
right?
yeah.
well, part of the deal is our society needs to grow to a point to where we're not as restrictive as we were. That's what happened with cannabis. Whether we would have done that, whether they were lobbyists or not. If there were a different thing that was holding cannabis back, I'm sure there would have been a different way. I'm just saying, lobbying it's not. Oh yes, we got cannabis and we got fascism.
We need to, we need to get the money out of lobbying. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, educating
Yeah.
people on the issues and the facts, I think, is okay, but bringing money into it is where the problem starts. How about that?
Yes, absolutely. Mr. Peabody says, I'm a progressive Democrat. Can I be in your club, Chris? Do you have the gate key? I don't know.
I have the key.
She has the key. I'm the gatekeeper. You're the key master.
We're running it.
Yeah,
If
I
you
don't
want
know.
to join
man.
my club, you just take $3,000 and bury it in your backyard, and one of my underground agents will contact you.
One other thing is that the Democrat as a party works like a bureaucracy. They work like a big fat organization. And if you don't fit within that fat organization, you don't advance within that organization. Looking at you, Bernie Sanders. Bernie, if you're watching, looking at you. So there's that. And that's where the progressives are outside of that. And that's why don't they support progressives, even though we have similar things? Because those candidates who are progressives are outside of their bureaucracy, if you will, part of the old guard of the way the world used to be.
Mm-hmm. But they could be the new guard. I mean, isn't the right just did that? Isn't that what they just did?
They did. They did
took
it.
The far extreme of their party and brought it to the forefront, and that's who's in power now. And we could do the same thing on the left.
Yep. Well, I have to say, the left, now that we've seen whenever the right wing falls and we're done with the Nuremberg style trials and all those things, we need to go through our government and do exactly what the conservatives did. Oh, you were a Trumper? Out. You're out. Trump appointed you. You're out. Because that's what he did. He's flushing all the liberals, all the Democrats, anybody who's not a Trump sycophant out of the thing.
Exactly what Andrew Jackson did too. And Trump has said many times that Jackson is his favorite president. When Jackson came in, he fired everybody and brought all his own sycophants in, right? And another thing that Jackson did that no other president has done, and I'm waiting for it to happen with Trump, he's the only president that defied a ruling by the Supreme Court.
Oh yeah, I'm just waiting. Well, Trump doesn't have to defy the rulings. He's got the Supreme Court up his ass. He doesn't have to worry about. No, I don't think he's going to have to worry about really. Every now and then they go no. And they like kind of slap him on the wrist with something. The Supreme Court's now going to allow him to judge people where their eyes can pick on them just by their color of their skin. So they block that or something. Actually, I think they let that one through, didn't they?
I'm interested to see how this calling out the National Guard is going to work out now that that's going to the Supreme Court.
Yeah. At what point does the Supreme Court or the National Guard go, no, we're not going to do that? You've said no. You've told us to do things we're not going to do.
Yeah, but they're trained to do it anyway.
Right, but there's even
you do it and then you question it afterwards.
Right, but there's protections they get from the Nuremberg trials. Because of the Nuremberg trials, they can say, "I don't feel good with this. I don't want to do this." Anybody can do that in the military.
Yeah, you get punished for it, but you can do it.
Well, it depends. There'll be a review. Were you right? Were you wrong?
You'll get punished for it, and then during the review, they'll say they were sorry for punishing you. I went through it, believe me.
Well, that's probably true. Yeah. No doubt. Trump is a traitor. Prove me wrong. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're going to need more brave people to stand up and do that, even in the face of adversity, because the silence is really deafening. And I already had little faith in service people. Sorry, no offense or take offense. I really don't care. I definitely don't have faith now.
Yeah. Part of the deal that gets me is this whole notion that I don't want to go there really. I do appreciate the things because I feel like a lot of them were brainwashed into believing, ended up going into the military, ended up getting hurt, so, but they're like, they're out there protecting my freedom. No, you're very much not. If you're over in Iran or if you're in any other place over there and you're attacking people and those people are not threatening my freedom. The people in Vietnam, they weren't threatening my freedom.
Colonel Smedley Butler, he was the most decorated Marine officer in history. After he got out of the military, he wrote a speech that was turned into a pamphlet. It's really short. It's called "War is a Racket" by Smedley Butler. I suggest everybody read it. It's a real short read.
Look it up.
But yeah, it's amazing, and it outlines exactly what you were just saying, Chris, and shows people how they do it. So from an insider. So it's the guy who won the Congressional Medal of Honor twice.
Right.
So he's not just some dude. He really was an amazing military leader and a very insightful person as well.
He's not wrong. It's yeah. You know what? I'm going to read our super chats and wrap up our show. Muttley Von Erich for £2 for Kelly's tie. Thank you, Muttley Von Erich and Kelly's tie. Secular Feelingness says, always nice to see Kelly. No shit. Very nice. I dig it. Way to go. I got it this time, Secular Feelingness. I got it. And then Lil of All Trades became a channel member today. Thank you very much for becoming a member of the channel. Appreciate you. Guys, thank you very much. I'm going to see Ryan tomorrow. Kelley, thank you for coming on the show and sharing some time with us.
I would come on your show anytime. I love you. And come being here.
Y'all are wonderful. Yeah,
and Ryan too.
It's fun.
I told you before we started that I only showed up because I wasn't with Ryan. So
that's true.
Oh, thanks,
that's true.
Kelley.
You probably wouldn't be surprised how many men in the chat and women seem to really feel the same way, right? about
that's
Ryan.
That's not why I wanted to, but yeah, I bet.
It's okay. You can perv here. You can't perv over on an ACA.
I'm too old to be. Well, I guess I'm not too old to be a pervert. I'm too old to follow up on my perv.
Yeah. I'm all bark. When it comes time to bite, my hips hurting, my shoulder hurts. Later, Ryan. See you later. Yeah. Well, my fake teeth, I got to put them out over there. You guys have a great day. Thank you, Kelley, for being here. We'll see you next time. Ryan,
Bye,
thank you. See you tomorrow. You guys all have a wonderful day. Sin safely, my friends. Take care.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Confession booth, busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goat's the scent that leads the way. Clean your slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff, find redeeming